You guys, welcome back. Or if you're new to the channel, welcome in. Full moon tomorrow. It's a biggie. It's also an eclipse. We won't be able to see it, at least in the northern hemisphere where I live, but it still has the influence. You know, you don't need to be in the room to be affected by something that happens next door or across the world. And so I was thinking about the idea of release, which is the full moon energy. Something's come to fruition, you can let it go. Or maybe it would behoove us to let something go. But what I was thinking about were situations where, you know, that decision is between two things, two people, two jobs, two places, two belief systems, two whatever, that you don't want to let either one go. You really don't. But you're at that crossroads where you, God, once again, I think I'm going to leave that there and see if that's good enough. I don't know. Yeah, so some decision is necessary. And it's a situation where I think already there's been a lot of vacillation, or, you know, I don't really have to give up on one of these. I can do both, I can have both, and sometimes we can't. In order to have something thrive, that both things won't be getting enough to really grow unless a choice is made. And the decision in this case really sets us on a different path. We talk about that a lot, trajectory and crossroads, and those images of like that kind of a decision. And I thought I'd combine it. The other day I did a more structured reading, and this was with two people, and I'm going to do it with these two decisions using one deck and see what happens. What you're not seeing, first card. Second card, the biggest hurdle in making this decision. And third card, your biggest hope for the outcome for this decision. And that kind of will determine the trajectory of some important, well, in your life and perhaps in the lives of people around you. Just, you know, a little question today. First card out, which is what you're not seeing. If you choose number one. Well, it's a card of choice. It's can be a card of, you know, indecision, of blocking. Also perhaps a card of, I can't think my way through this, sword energy. You know, I'll have to feel my way through it, or intuit my way through it, or just make the damn choice. And there's the moon here. It's not the full moon, it's the new moon. Usually about setting intentions, and this might be in that same way a refusal to set intentions, a refusal to make the choice. Okay, here's the biggest hurdle for option number one. well, that it will blow everything apart. It won't just be one thing that, remember I said it could be something that changes for you, but also for the people around you. This is like the whole scene. I see this as a card of Scorpio, that dramatic change. I've heard it also described as a card of Aries. So this is like a little block. I'll put up my two swords and just take my time. I'm blocked about, I can't even think about this. I'm blocked about this decision, this crossroads. And the universe says, you can't block this. You can no longer block this. Tower, speak to now. Okay, this is for the first option, and I hope you have those in mind. The hope is for the future. Looking toward the future. Everything I knew, everything I thought was established, actually was not built on a firm foundation, or over time the foundation had cracked and the whole thing came down. And it may have been in part caused by indecision, where the universe just said, we've waited for you to decide, you can't decide, boom, you have to decide. That's the hurdle. Tower's a big shakeup. Okay? And I just want to think back for a second on, because I had two choices in mind too. Okay. For the second choice, possibility, thing you love and don't want to give up, but you think maybe you can't have both. First card out, which you're not seeing, Justice. Again, a card of, oh, I'm sorry, why did I think this was Justice, a Queen of Cups? Maybe one choice is just boils down to what you love. And somehow you're not acknowledging how important what you feel about it is. It's a suggestion you follow the scent, you follow the trail of love, the breadcrumb. No, that's a bad choice, but in the woods, sometimes a path will be marked by blazes on the tree. Somebody who came before will leave a slash on the tree, and that indicates you're on the right path. Go this way. So this is like follow the blazes of, of what you love. Wow, King of Cups. That's a partnership. It could be two aspects. It always can be two aspects of your own internal, there are two things you love. Because that's the biggest hurdle. And maybe the biggest hurdle is you actually have a match. So the decision has already kind of been made. This is the hope. Page of Wands. This is a card of the path, of walking the path. So we have all these path images. The hope is that it's going to change. The direction will change. It's new though. It's discovery. It's something. This relationship may have been existent for a long time. You matched a long time ago. That's not necessarily true. It could be recently, but the hope is you'll be able to figure out where to go with this mutual love. That confuses me. Let's find out about, well, in choice number 1, and I'll just say what mine was so I can keep it more clear in my head. There was a choice in my mind, I believed there was a choice between continuing to undermine myself because it was what I knew and was familiar with. It kind of got me off the hook if if it's just like, oh, you can't do it anyway. It got me off the hook of having to make that choice. And I may be describing it for you or for some of you. I thought it would get me off the hook. But the hurdle was, this situation was too small. That belief system that where I undercut myself, I made myself small. And the powers that be, the higher powers that be, said, no, I'm sorry. This situation or this decision or this idea that you can undercut yourself and stay small is bullshit. And the hope is to look forward to the future. It's sort of like, I don't want to see it. Well, the truth, the epiphany, will set you free. For me, the second option was to accept my own I think it was a belief, and I may be rewriting it now, but I believe it was a belief that well, let's find out. What's the new path, the second option? What direction are we thinking about taking? The path that would lead us out of a mental cage. Let's clarify Tower on the other side. 3 of Swords. Well, I think this is the choice. Do I dwell in this restrictive, well, they're sort of the same, aren't they? In this restrictive belief system that keeps me brokenhearted, this restrictive belief system, Three and 3 is 6. 6 in Major Arcana is Lovers. Do I dwell in the memory of hurt? Because this is sword energy. It's not Wands energy, what's happening. It's the reverberations in our mind of something that happened. The memory of it. That would keep us small. You know, my first choice option was do what you've always done. Stay safe by staying small. And this is almost like the universe weeps over that choice. You know, she's got tears running down. It breaks the universe's heart that you would play small. Okay, so tell us about this king and queen. You know, the option that says, I'll follow the love path. I'll liberate myself from some kind of pattern of thinking or whatever it was in my brain that tied me up. Page of Swords. That's a beginner's mind. Very similar to, I mean, this isn't Page of Swords, but this is, I'm looking to the future. Which path? You know, there seems to be a lot of, even though I kept saying these are two mutually exclusive decisions, I'm not so sure they are. But this suggests, because it's a card of inquiry and learning, that this relationship that may have be established and the bond is loving, there's still something new to learn. There's still a new path. You know, there may have been old ways of thinking that, rather, old ways of thinking that kept us bound. On Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. That's sort of like a stay put energy. Whereas this suggests like a move on. What's the new way? And that may be the question on this side. If I just don't radically change, what's going to happen? And you notice this guy's look of consideration. If I walk this path, what's going to happen? And it might even be, you know, if I do something differently, what am I going to learn about my relationship with this person I love? There's a bit of fear in this one. You know, it'll liberate me from this old way of thinking, Eight of Swords. But what will I learn about who I thought I was? This is somebody authentic and who's over time kind of established themselves. Tell me about the Two of Swords here, this refusal to make the decision. It has to do with what I feel. Perhaps when somebody approaches and, you know, makes a love offer and it's taken a while. their indecision, they might have been indecisive, Two of Swords, about whether to make the offer. And it made you feel small. And it broke your heart. And it broke the higher power's heart. Three of Wands. You were meant to be expansive and look to the future. Continue to manifest other things into your life. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 is Lovers. Over here, King and Queen of Hearts looks like Lovers energy. This has the real potential for heartbreak energy. For something being blown apart. On 3 of Wands, this card of looking to the future, 7 of Pentacles. You know, this is doing the work, investing in something, nurturing something, all Pentacles energy. It's about growth and work and, you know, where I put my energy. And it's a card of assessment, like, what's the harvest? In real terms. Do I want to look toward a future that actually kind of bears fruit? Everything about decision 1, which for me was you know, what if I play small? And just keep undercutting myself because that's what everybody's used to. And I think this is kind of the brighter future. I mean, certainly these guys do not seem to indicate a brighter future, except in an interpretation where this heartbreak is like blasted wide open, like almost as if the broken heart is the opening, your heart breaks, it cracks open, and it liberates you from this too small, like I think your belief in this energy was keeping you small somehow. You didn't want to choose and you didn't want to look at all right, give us one on the Knight of Cups, because I don't quite understand that. On the split. Star card. Card of healing. Card of Aquarius. Card of great clarity. It's certainly not this. Wow, that could change everything. As Star card, I mean, it's a major arcana card. It's very powerful. It's a new perspective. It's clarity, you know, pulling up out of the situation to get the overview. You know, looked at down from above, taking that sort of cosmic perspective. There may be, you know, it's possible there's somebody offering love to you and you've been blocking it, Two of Swords, because you were heartbroken. You'd been heartbroken. I don't think by this Knight of Cups person. I think it was somebody else. No longer playing small. You're looking toward a future where you can grow. It's the opposite of playing small. This really, I think what it is by looking at your tendency to play small, not blocking it, but looking at it, sword energy, like getting familiar with it. Actually liberates you to the point where you have a future, Three of Wands, that's viable, where you can grow something. It all depends on your willingness. Also, like this, I'm sorry, this one's squirming all over the place, but this love offer could require you to let go of an old hurt, you have this epiphany in order to have a future to look forward to, where I can grow something. I have to be willing to have great clarity about what will heal me. And I think what will heal me, you, us, is to no longer think small. No longer be sort of held up in heartbreak. That might actually, Two of Swords, block future love offers. So this Tower, in this case, scorpionic energy of dramatic change, is exactly what, is like the healing medicine for this situation. Comes under Three of Swords, and it's in sword energy, the card of Aquarius, air sign. Breaking out of the pattern of self, I'll just whittle myself down so I'm small enough to fit. When you let go of that, you rewrite your future. It heals you and it brings you to where you're supposed to be. Another meaning of the Star card, you're guided, you're open to your guides. And I really like I don't like it, but I think it resonates very nicely that the guides, this Aquarian energy, that your attempt to squeeze yourself into this little space not only hurt you, it hurt them. This internal aspect of you that knows where you belong. Following the star, following the North Star. Where am I supposed to be? Well, it's not here. Don't make yourself small. Okay, tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, Fool. That's a card of Aries, of the Fool's journey, of the kind of the clean slate, of beginning again, taking a leap of faith, taking action. I love Queen of Pentacles, but she isn't an action taker per se. She's very grounded. She could be described as a homebody. And this is somebody that's on the level of the psyche, embarking on something new. The Zero card in Major Arcana. Something new. With a beginner's mind, not with a whole lot of preconceptions. Something new, a new path in fire energy as Fool is, Aries. What's the mindset question, this beginner's mind? Okay. Six of Swords. This is moving on to a calmer place where you're seeing things more clearly. You know, there's a new way, apparently, of talking about stuff that isn't going to put you into conflict. That liberates you from these old ways of I think that this was a situation where a relationship may have been stuck in a rut. So there's this new beginning energy, and sometimes the Fool can be seen as a card of the singular, of the individual, the one who embarks on the path. Well, we're evidently taking more on this side than we are on the other. Page of Pentacles. You know, it's something concrete. It's almost like, you know, throw caution to the wind, leap forward on this new path. And I think it just means in this relationship that is stable, make it new. Think about it in a new way. You know, it won't disrupt. It'll move you to a calmer place. Together. Something you do together. Two people in the boat. And leaving behind, you know, there's this Five of Swords. And I don't think this means taking the troubles with you. Five of Swords is contention. This is moving on from that. Some truth, some sixth sword. Swords, truth and clarity, gives you the vision of what to move forward to. You know, what to move forward to. Take the leap. And this is almost like landing on the shore, back to earth energy. It's like there's solid ground under your feet. An opportunity for an offer of some new beginning. There's all this newness involved with, you know, this stable relationship, and you may decide to stay in it. It does involve a change in the way you think about it. It does involve some kind of great renewal. And I get the feeling with this, since this is a card of the individual, one of you may have been dragging your feet or, you know, not wanting to move, feeling secure and stable where you are. But it's almost like then the call, you know, this consideration, do I get on the path? The call to liberation outweighs the desire to stay for the status quo. So the question then becomes, in this new place, Six of Swords, oh, what do we choose to manifest, to make real? There's a new possibility. Okay. Yeah, on Nine of Cups. Oh, man. Nine of Swords. You know, up at night, worried, stressed out, in anguish, you know, really kind of blocking this love offer. because you're afraid. And that's why you're making yourself small. And the Nine of Swords is on the same line with the Star card, card of healing. Healing the heartbreak, healing the anxiety, healing the business, because Aquarius is absolutely not Tower energy. It's expansive. It's the new thing. It's innovation. It's not the old thing. It's about the future. There's a hair on this. OCD. It's about the future. It's about innovation. Reinventing yourself. Planting new seeds. Yeah. And this is Magician. Underneath 3 of Wands, the future. 7 of Pentacles, what can I invest in? And this basically says anything you want. You have all the tools to manifest anything you want. You've been liberated from this memory of heartbreak. You're looking to the future, and like the sky's the limit. You can grow, you can manifest, you can make real and abundant anything you choose to manifest. Card of Gemini, Virgo. Gemini, lovers, those 2 threes, 3 of Wands, that's the choice, really. Do you want to stay in the memory of pain, or heal it? Look forward to the future, where you can grow things in 3D. This is what you can manifest. I'd say both. I don't know how I would choose between these two. They both look pretty good to me. But weirdly enough, I might choose don't play it small. This is advice from Spirit. Oh gosh, I hope it, yeah, absolutely. Both things will lead to the next phase. A whole new world. You're wrapping up some kind of cycle. Whichever one you choose or choose to release, it opens up the portal. And I believe the portal to the future, the portal to manifestation, the portal to healing. And this might say, go for the, whatever choice, affects every corner of your life. Tower, world, it's just manifesting from a clean slate. It's a card of Capricorn, hard work. Putting in the effort. Once you've I'm sorry. Good sign I should stop. Once you've manifested through your own efforts in 3D, everything becomes possible. Everything changes. And we already said either choice will involve, like, which road do I take? And I actually think you're pretty good with either decision. And, as always, the decision is yours. We have on the board Scorpio energy in the Tower, Aquarian energy in the Star, Virgo, Gemini in Magician. What do I manifest? What do I bring through? Capricorn in the World card, which is the last card in Major Arcana. It's right next to the first card in Major Arcana, the beginning of the journey, the completion. One decision I think will take you, will go the distance, will involve the long haul. Sorry, okay, Capricorn in World card, Aries in the Fool, and that's it. I think, again, whichever way you go, it's not disaster. I think the effect of not playing small will have a much more dramatic effect on everything in your life. It'll open the way to your ability to manifest whatever it is you need. It scares you. Because in a funny way, playing small relieves anxiety. If I just keep my expectations small enough, my idea of what I can do in the world, my idea of sword energy, it's a way of staying safe. I don't think you want to stay safe, and I don't think the universe wants you to stay safe. It wants you to be brave. You can endure the shakeup of Tower, and it opens everything. It opens a whole new, right? Okay, let's see if I can get the right button this time. I love you guys. Thank you all for watching, sharing, subscribing, liking, commenting, joining, being here. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.